Good morning, everyone. That'll be nice when I share it later. How are we all doing? Happy Monday. Hi, everyone. I just realised it's the dreaded Blue Monday today. It's apparently the most depressing day of the year. But we're not depressed. We're here. We're going to practice yoga. We're going to banish Blue Monday. And we are going to try something a little bit different today. In that kind of vein of trying to kickstart the week in a good, energetic way. But don't panic. So I'm going to get straight into it because I really want to try and keep these to 10 minutes. So as we usually do, we're going to begin seated today. So just finding your comfortable seat. And we're just going to invite some stillness in. So whatever that seat may be, just finding somewhere you can rest your hands. And maybe closing down the eyes. Just inviting that stillness in. Becoming aware of what's around you. Becoming aware of how you feel this morning. And becoming aware of your breath. Maybe inviting in those slightly longer inhales and exhales. And maybe playing with those inhales in through the nose. And exhales through the mouth. Just bringing that awareness inwards. And if you'd like to set an intention for yourself, either for your practice today, maybe for the whole of your day or for this week, now's the time to give that a little bit of thought. And as you're ready, let's just begin to blink the eyes open. And we'll just take some of those nice gentle movements with breath just to get us moving. So as you inhale, take the arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring them down by your sides. And I was having a conversation yesterday with my mum about how arms up overhead isn't the best for her. So just know if this is where we're going, halfway, absolutely fine. Same thing. We're marrying breath with movement and we're meeting ourselves where we are. Let's take one more. Inhale. Exhale, bring everything back down. Staying where you are, but I'm just going to move to the side so you can see a little bit better. Taking the legs out long, we're just going to take some twists through the upper body. Just bending through that right leg first. You can keep the foot here if you like, or if you would like it a little bit deeper, you can take that right foot over the left foot. And then I want you to think really long through the spine. I know I say this all the time, but remember that kind of puppet string pulling you up from the top of your head, nice and long through the spine. Maintain that, think about that with every exhale. And then we're just going to take the left elbow around that knee. Maybe the right hand comes out behind you. Inhale nice and long, and then exhale, feeling that twist. using your breath to hold you in this pose. Inhales to lengthen, exhales to twist. And again, not cranking yourself round into this, just feeling where feels most natural, where feels comfortable. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale long, exhale twist. And on your next inhale, just bringing it back into the centre, taking that leg back out long, just giving them a gentle shake, and then we'll just take it onto the other side. So bringing the sole of the left foot this time onto the mat, either keeping it here or option to take it over the right leg. Flexing through the feet, so you want the toes of that right foot facing up towards the ceiling. Thinking nice and long through the spine, through the top of your head. And then maybe taking that left hand out behind you as you inhale nice and long. Take that right elbow around that left knee. Using your breath to maintain that focus. Thinking nice and long through that spine, keeping your chin parallel to the ground. Let's do one more here. Inhale nice and long. Exhale, twisting into it. And then bringing everything back into centre. Just unravelling. Maybe giving the legs another little shake. We're just going to come into our all fours tabletop position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we're just going to take a few repetitions of that opposite hand, opposite leg this morning. So let's take the right arm out in front of you, left leg up behind you. And then as you exhale, bringing everything into the centre. Inhale, send it out long. Exhale, bringing it into centre. Really press through that left hand. Inhale, send it out long. Exhale to centre. One more. Inhale out long. Flex through that back foot. Exhale to centre. Hold it. Pull everything into the centre. And gently releasing back down. That's a workout for the core first thing on a Monday. So let's take it to the other side, just thinking about your weight in that right hand this time. As you inhale, let's just take that left arm out in front, bringing that right foot off the mat, toes pointing down. Exhale to bring it in. Inhale, think nice and long, gazing down, nice and long through that spine. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, nice and long, press into the top of that back left foot. Exhale, bring it in. Let's do one more. Inhale, nice and long, pressing through the heel of that back foot. As you exhale, bringing everything in, holding, and then let's let everything come back down onto the mat. Really nice, everyone. We're going to make our way to the top of the mat, so please do so in a way that makes sense for you, whether that's kind of swinging the legs around and kind of just walking to the top of the mat, or if you would like to, option to tuck the toes, press through the hands, push the heels down towards the mat as you send your hips up towards the ceiling, gazing in between your toes just for a moment, and then bending the knees. We're just going to take those baby steps towards the top of the mat, and we're going to meet in that ragdoll pose. So let everything grow really heavy here. Generously bend through the knees. Let the hands come down towards the mat. Option to find stillness. Dropping the neck really heavy. You can, as always, take hold of opposite elbow with opposite hand. And you can, of course, find some gentle movement, maybe a little sway, left to right. Just finding what feels best for you this morning. And then as slow as you can, keeping that chin tucked. We're just going to stack vertebra on top of vertebra as we come to stand. Rolling up super slowly. Maybe taking a little shoulder roll at the top, sending those shoulders back. Oh, really nice. Okay, with feet hip distance apart, I just want you to think about really grounding down through your feet here. This is a yoga move that I learnt right at the beginning of doing yoga about 5 years ago. I don't think it's a traditional yoga move. However, I think you might get something from it. Let's give it a go, play with it, see how you feel. So just feeling the ground underneath your feet. I want you to think about engaging through the inner thighs and through the quads. As you do that, you might find that your kneecap rises ever so slightly. So you can feel you're a bit more tense through the legs, you've got a bit more of a kind of solid base here. And that's really important as we begin to move. This is a really nice one for in the morning, getting the energy moving, but don't let yourself get in your head. This is a really nice one for just letting go. No one else can see you at home. I'm the one that looks silly doing it on Instagram Live. So engaging through inner thighs, kneecap, quads. All we're going to do to begin with is take the arms over towards the left, as if we're kind of saying to someone, "Go this way, please." And then we're going to go towards the right. And then we're just going to, keeping our breathing going, we're just going to move from left to right. Trying to maintain that nice stable column through the centre. So we don't want to kind of swing all the way around. Try and stay nice and still through the centre. And then you might find that it's comfortable to start to speed that up. Keep breathing. Nice long inhales and exhales. Play with the silliness. No one can see you. Maybe smiling at yourself. Maybe laughing at me. And then speed it up a little bit more if you can. And then I believe it's called knocking on heaven's door. And if you speed it up enough, you can maybe come to give yourself a little tap on either side as you go around. Stay with it. Don't get inside your head. Keep the breathing going. And we're going to come to stillness in 3, 2, 1. Arms by the sides. Finding that mountain pose. Maybe closing down the eyes if that feels okay, if you feel like you have the balance. Otherwise, just finding a still point out in front of you. And just notice. Notice how that made you feel. Notice what's going on inside your body after that. Did you feel silly? Did you laugh? Just notice. As you're ready, if the eyes closed, just blink the eyes open. And we'll just take a couple more poses. So as you inhale, we're just going to swoop the arms up overhead. Maybe follow with your gaze if that's comfortable. And then exhale, bring everything back down, finding that forward fold. Hands maybe come down to the mat, bending through the knees nice and generously. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe hands on the shins, but tucking those elbows in, sending those shoulder blades towards each other down the back. And then as you exhale, just bringing the hands back down towards the mat. And we're just going to step one foot back, followed by the other into tabletop only for a second. Option to bring big toes together, knees out wide, or knees can be together as we press ourselves down into child's pose. which is where we're going to end today's practice. And as we did a moment ago, just noticing, seeing how your energy feels after that. Just letting your breathing return back to its regular rhythm. Not forgetting if child's pose isn't comfortable for you, just finding a comfortable seat somewhere. And in our little cocoon, our little cave here, just finding our own way to acknowledge turning up again, showing up for ourselves, and thanking yourself in your own little way. I'll leave you here, but if you'd like to take a little bit extra time, maybe in a seat or maybe finding that Shavasana out on your back, absolutely do so. Enjoy it, give yourself that permission. And don't forget, today is not Blue Monday, we're going to banish that. I will see you tomorrow for some more movement. Have good days, everyone. Thanks so much for joining.